friend Spores here, and today's time for my top 5 formations so far in FIFA 23 with tactics and instructions. And this is early edition, pre-patch in no specific order. Let's see. First out, we have the 4-3-3 defensive, finally usable to use a 4-3-3. I think this year any 4-3-3 is good, but this one I feel is especially good with the balance, with this CDM. This one takes a bit more patience in the build-up play. Sometimes you won't have so many options, so we must use the width and have patience. It's good for possession. And these here center mids must be good. The box to box, they will get so much space in the game. Especially that space between fullbacks and center backs. They must be box to box. This one here is great. Custom tactics for the 4-3-3. This here is a recommendation. Simply find your own values that suits your playstyle. But if you feel lost, this here is a great example. So just like this, balance the 40-60, keeping it here tight and compact. If you feel like this one for you is too dull, you want something a bit more fierce and intense, you try out here as well, press after possession loss. That gives some amazing pressing here with the 4-3-3. But it's also very risky. If the opponent gets past you, he will get plenty of space. That's why here we prefer structure and safety, so just keeping it here on balanced. Offense here we use balanced, but again you can try out some different things. And I think though for chance creation, the best one overall is direct passing. It is very powerful, both for possession style and also as well for counterattacks. It is I think overall just the best. Width here is fine on default 50. And players in box a bit higher to get more runs from these center mids without instructions. And then corners and free kicks both good on default on 3. Instructions, the striker here is good on stay central. If you want more runs, you can also use here simply get in behind as well, but it is not needed. And then for the wingers, it's great to use here get into the box for crosses. And again, if you want more runs, get in behind. And also could use here cut inside if you feel they're standing a bit too wide. And here we're just gonna use the same for both, just like this. There we go. Center mids on balance, all fine. There's no need to add anything extra. They will still make some great runs. But the CDM here should be on stay back, and also your cover center is a good option. This one here is also balanced. And then fullbacks, I think at least one should be stay back, the one who is not as good going forward, and then one on balance, helping out this winger. And then you can attack more from this side and try to cross more. And that's great also if you have a winger here that is good at heading. As you can see here, we use this side here to cross, and that is a very nice goal. 4-3-3 this year is great. Then we have 5-2-1-2, which is effective this year with the 5 at the back, and this one of course you could argue is ratty, but as a matter of fact it is more attacking than the 3-5-2, as this one has the center mids and not CDMs, and these fullbacks will act like wingers in the game. They will be unbalanced and just fly forward, so this one is actually way more attacking than it looks. But if you want a bit more chest hair, you can use instead the 3-4-1-2 and just use these wingers on comeback on defense, and it will be almost identical in the game. If you want more chest hair, you will have the ping pong passing with these 3 guys up top, and also of course 5 at the back is always safe in defense, and these 2 center mids here covering up as well, and the fullbacks here just flying forward and giving here unreal width. Especially here if you activate as well hug sideline, it just looks unreal. It is very powerful. Custom tactics, again, find your way. But here I use the same here, balance the 40-60, balance the direct passing. But of course again you could try out something that suits your style better. Maybe fast build up, maybe long balls. But I just here prefer balanced, and then width on 50. Place in box on 5, that's all good on default, and 3-3. Instruction, I think the best one is to use here getting behind for both strikers, and the cam here on stay forward to create this triangle up front that is great for counter attacking. Center mids here just on stay back cover center, same for both, and the rest is just on default, nothing. No join the attack, they will still be flying forward even if you have them here on balanced. And then we have 4-2-2. This one is super compact. It is really good this year, both defense and attack, easy to defend. easy to pressure play, and also here easy as well to attack, to find the strikers and to connect the midfield and attack through the camps. You can find here these easy ways to find your strikers up top. And since this one is quite defensive, I like to use here a bit more motion and speed in the build-up play. So either here fast build-up or long balls. But if you feel like, okay, this is too much for me, you can still use here as well balanced. But for this one, I'll use here fast build-up and direct passing, and also a bit more narrow. And I will explain why very soon. Players in box 5 or 6, something like this is all good. And corners, free kicks on default is great. And why we use here a bit more narrow, to make these guys here, these wingers slash side cams, a bit more centralized in the middle and leave room for the fullbacks to go forward, at least one of them. But from the start, the strikers can be here on getting behind, that is a classic and very good. Could also here use them on balance. The wingers here get into the box for crosses. I feel like this year is great, especially when the crossing is back. And then CDMs here, I think the best one is to use one on stay back and one on balanced. The one that is better defending, staying back, let's say here than this guy. Stay back, cover center, and cut passing lanes, all good. If you feel that they are dropping too deep, then just use your default instead. But I think this here is very good. And for this guy then the same and balanced. Alright, so we have here one on balance and one going forward, just like this. Full back here, one on stay back and one on balanced. Adding with here and supporting one of these side cams to give more attacking options. If you feel like, okay, this is for me too much, I'm getting countered, then just use both on stay back, or if you prefer right side, you can have the right side on balanced, all depending which fullback is better going forward. And then one more 5 at the back, don't shoot the messenger. This one this year is amazing and also new, adding here a CDM and adding here further armor to this wall at the back. And in the game, of course, this will be wingers. They will go forward and attack and give this width. This one is rock solid in defense. It is so good having here 5 at the back plus 3 midfielders, and also offers great options in attack. It is very powerful, unfortunately. And for this one, tactics, the same as we have for all our formations in defense, is all good with all of them, of course. Balance 40-60, balance the direct passing 55-3-3 here, all on default. Works like a charm. And instructions, strikers on getting behind, I think, is good here. Same for both. CDM here, I think, is fine on stay back, cover center. This capacity length here is not needed, since it is so defensive already. And center mids is all fine on balance. Don't use too many instructions. Don't overcomplicate using 2000 different instructions. The AI this year is very powerful. Just let it flow naturally. Less is more. Trust me. Use as few instructions as possible. Center backs here on default and fullbacks default as well. They will still be flying forward in the same way as we have in the 5-2-1-2, even on balanced. Last out, we have my personal favorite this year, the classic 4-2-3-1 old school one. It is this year back and almost better than ever. It's almost the same as 4-2-2, but one striker drops down and plays cam, which gives you even more attacking options and easier to find, of course. Always away from defense to attack with these 3 cams. And in defense, of course, as well, extra stable, since you have 5 midfielders here protecting this defensive line, with these CDMs here doing a great job. This year also the attacking AI is improved, and these cams here make some very clever runs, which gives you plenty of space and room for creativity and some nice passing combinations. So yeah, it is great going forward, and also of course amazing in defense, and just makes it very all-round and complete this year. The 4-2-3-1 is great. Custom tactics for this one, defense again all fine on balance 40-60, and for this one you can try out here long balls as well in the build-up play. That is great for the counterattacks. These cans will make some crazy runs. Otherwise you can just play here on balance as well, that is all fine. But I like here this one with long balls, and of course here still direct passing is the best overall, and the width same as for the 4-2-2, 35, to leave room here for the fullbacks. But also here to involve these wide cams a bit more in the gameplay, as they will become here a bit more centralized on the pitch. I think here around 30-35 is working out like a charm. And then players in box between 4 and 7, all fine depending on your style. Here we're gonna use 6, and then corners, free kicks, both good on 3. Instructions here, I think striker could be great to use here on getting behind. You can also here as well use stay central if you feel like he's drifting too much wide. The cam here I think is great to use on stay forward to improve your counter attacks. And then wingers here on get into the box for crosses, same for both rest default and CDMs, the same as for the 4-2-2. You can have 1 on stay back and 1 on balanced. Like this we go then cover center, passing lanes and stay back for the one that is better defensively and not as good going forward, more of the CDM type. And then for the box to box, more center mid type, we just use here balance, and then the same passing lanes and cover center. And fullbacks here could be both stay back or having 1 on balanced, same as for the 4-2-2. They want better going forward here on balanced, to simply offer a bit more going forward and to have a bit more fun. Alright, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed today's content. More to come tonight with the RTG. Thanks so much for watching. As always, until next time, take care.